Happy birthday. Retro Ghetto. Hi everybody, and welcome to a very special Ghetto vlog. Special for a couple of different reasons. Firstly, as you've probably guessed by the serenading that I just received at CEX, today is my birthday. We're going to get into my CEX pickups shortly. Also, we're going to be going on a big game hunt. We've got changes that we need to be making in here, which includes an IKEA trip. But above all that, it's finally here. The box of goodies I've been speaking about for, if not weeks, months, has finally arrived all the way from Switzerland. There's like 40 rare games in this box. But yeah, I'm not allowing myself the privilege of opening that yet. We've got too much to get into, but we will get to that later in the vlog. But let's take a look at the pickups I got today from CEX. So, as you can imagine, with today being my birthday, it's a very busy day, but we did find time to nip for a coffee, which meant, you know, I got to nip into CEX, and I'm going to quickly show you guys what I picked up from there now. So, the first one is a game I actually found at a car boot sale, I don't know, about a month or so ago when car boot season first started again. I thought I already had it, and I took it straight from there, traded it in, and I kind of regretted it ever since because I realised I didn't have either entry in the series, and obviously with most Xbox 360 games it's gone up in price, and I kind of had that FOMO and I wanted to play it because it's somehow a series I've never played before. But yeah, today was the day to pick it up, and I got my copy of Left 4 Dead 2. It's a 2009 first-person shooter developed and published by Valve. It's set in the aftermath of an apocalyptic pandemic, and you basically have to fight your way through hordes of enemies, but it's just one of them games that looks like great fun. Hear a lot of good things about this, and what's always a testament of a good series is that I hear a lot of debate about which one was the better one. Some people prefer the first one, some people prefer the second one. Even in CX today, the people working there, a couple of people preferred this one. Minesh preferred the first one. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I decided to pick up the second entry today, just simply because it's the more expensive one currently, and I thought it's better to grab this one now before the price continues to grow. But yeah, this is one that I'm very intrigued to play, and I always say, right, I'm going to put it to the top of the backlog. The backlog is large, but believe me, this is one that I really, really want to play, and we might even get a chance to test this out this week because, yeah, really looking forward to getting some gaming action on that one. And that takes me to this next one. I mean, what can I say about the manager extraordinaire, Minesh? An absolute gentleman. I've been saying that for, well, 4 years now on the vlogs, because tomorrow marks the 4th year anniversary of the channel, which has flown by, right? Let me know in the comment section when you first started watching. I'd love to know what sort of like pulled you to the channel. If there was a specific video or something. But anyway, I was perusing the shelves. This caught my eye because you don't often see Nintendo Switch games in sleeve covers. Absolutely fantastic artwork, and I picked it up and I quickly had a look online because I didn't know much about it. And as you'll be seeing on screen now, it looks like my kind of game, and that is Death's Gambit. Just, yeah, fantastic. The art style, the visual presentation just looks like everything I'd enjoy in the game. And this is a side-scrolling action game with RPG, Metroidvania and Souls-like elements. So yeah, it's pretty much covering all bases. Developed by White Rabbit. It originally came out on the PlayStation 4 in 2018. And then this extended version came out, Death's Gambit Afterlife. So this came to the Switch in 2021. This features 10 new levels, 30 new weapons, new sort of like balanced gameplay mechanics. Basically, just improving on the original in every way. And like I say, man, you can see why it caught my eye, right? It comes with all sorts of fantastic stuff. It comes with an art book. It comes with a poster, as you'll be seeing on screen now. And I'm a sucker for artwork, right? To me, video games are art, which is why I love to display them facing like this in the room. I absolutely love that. Yeah, to me, that's pieces of art on the wall. I just absolutely love it, which is why I love the way I've colour-coded it, because to me, that all ties into the aesthetic. It's all part of arranging a games room, right? Just this, to me, is like a gallery, and it's a way of displaying this art as beautifully as I can. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I can't whittle on too long because my family are waiting for me. I'm supposed to be doing stuff for my birthday, but I want to give a massive shout out to Minesh, right? Because he wouldn't let me pay for this. I took to the counter. Minesh being Minesh, he wanted to buy it me for my birthday. There's no stopping him, right? So I gracefully accepted the gift. He's an absolute legend, and just one of the reasons why Burton-on-Trent is one of the best stores in the country, right? When your manager is that much of a top guy and has a real passion for retro gaming himself, it shows in the CEX. And yeah, it really is one of the best CEXs I've ever been to. So if you're ever in the Burton-on-Trent area, make sure you head in there. But yeah, absolutely delighted. Let me know in the comments if you've ever played this one. And that's it. So I've got to go and do some birthday stuff now. I'm going to go and eat some cake and all that good stuff. But next time you see me, I might be playing this, because what I'm going to do throughout this vlog and over the next week, well, maybe not weeks, I don't know, it depends how long it takes. I've had it in the back of my mind for quite some time that I want to finish every single Street Fighter game. I think there's 12 on this compilation, and I've only ever managed to beat 2 of them. I've beat my favourite. I think it's Alpha 2 and Third Strike. I've got the trophies for those 2. It's not as easy as you might think, because they're all sort of like arcade difficulty. There's no settings options. You can't change the difficulty. It's based on the gamma boards that were in the arcade systems at the time, so it's designed to take your money, right? So yeah, they're not the easiest, and I never profess to be the best at Street Fighter, even though I absolutely love it. So my plan is to try and play through all of these, even like the original Street Fighter, which I don't know how that's going to go. So yeah, over the course of this vlog, you might periodically see me playing different Street Fighters, which hopefully we can beat and get all the trophies for completing those games on here. Yeah, like I said, it's just something I wanted to do for a long time, so this is as good a time as any. But like I say, absolute stacked vlog this week, loads to come. I've got to go and eat some cake. I'll see you all in a bit. Lemon and pistachio. Let's go. Let's go with the original Alpha. Right, job done. It's going to get a lot tougher. A lot tougher. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, we're getting there. Dusting the old skills off. That's what I'm talking about. No, no. Yes, have that, Sagat. Sit down, son. Sit down. Yes. Ooh. Yes. Yes! Have that, Charlie. Ha! Let me tell you, at this stage, Charlie is nothing to be sniffed at. Yes! That's nipped Rose in the bud. Have that. Next. Ha! He is susceptible to that one. Oh, it's time. You're a hard man to find, Ryu. Everyone's talking about you now. Long time no see. Still training? Still gonna beat you? We'll see about that. Alright, steady on. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh! Oh! Oh, that's embarrassing. Something else, man. Fight aggression with aggression then, shall we? No! Come on. Keep it focused. No. Yes, we'll take that. We'll take that. Dirty little low kick. Watch that leg sweep, bruv. Yeah, buddy. And that is Street Fighter Alpha done. Well fought, my friend. Well fought. Retro Ghetto. Good morning, and I am in the city of Leicester. We're still on my extended birthday celebrations. I've come out for some lunch, and yeah, some great shops you got to hit up when you're in the city of Leicester, right? So, first stop of the day, I think, is going to be Super Game Shack. Let's go. As always, fantastic stock at Game Shack, but no better feeling than seeing a game that you've been actively hunting. There's a game that I've had a save alert on a CEX for ages, it's never in stock. It's very expensive and infrequent on eBay. And as soon as I looked in the gas cabinet, there it was for a good price, knew I had to have it. So yeah, what a great way to start the hunt that was. And next we are on the way to CEX, let's go.
Okay, Leicester CEX. Every time I go, there seems to be some drama, some issue. Every single time I go to this branch. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. Maybe they don't like me in Leicester, I'm not sure. But ultimately, I finally got the game I wanted. Let's go home and take a look at everything I bought.
Okay, back from the city of Leicester, and as always, come back with great stuff. It's a really good city to hunt for video games. It's a big, decent CX. We'll get to my issues with the Leicester CX in a minute. And of course, they've got the fantastic Game Shack. So yeah, definitely didn't disappoint. But before all that, the postman's been. So yeah, a couple of parcels here, which I'm going to crack on and get into. First one is... okay, so this has come from a Ghetto gang member. Oh, shout out to him. He found this in a local CX. He put a picture on the Discord and he said, does anybody need this? And I definitely do. So this is Yakuza Kiwami 2. Yeah, I think there's 3 Yakuza games in the PS4 hits format. This is one that I haven't managed to find yet, so to get it for the CX price is all good. I've just opened it now. What is this? Ryuga Gotoku Studio. Oh, it's a sticker. I wonder if this has come with the game. Yeah, I assume this is something which came with the game, so it's cool to have that in there. Now, viewers of the vlog will know a couple of weeks back, I tried to play a Yakuza game. What was it? Yakuza... I think it's Yakuza 0? Or was it the first Kiwami? It might be Kiwami. Yeah, not for me. Like, it's one of them series, one of them franchises that I want to like, but I just can't get into it, man. It's just, it's a little bit too, I don't want to use the word silly, because that, like, undermines it. It's just a bit too, maybe a bit out there for me, right? It's not what I want from a gangster game. I want a bit more straight-laced when it comes to sort of, like, gangster games and stuff, but I want to like it. Maybe I'll give it another go in the future. Some people have said to me I should have started with 0 as opposed to Kiwami, so who knows? Maybe we'll give it another go in the future. But very happy to have that, so shout out to you once again, my friend. And then we've got this box here, and I do not know what is in this. So let's figure it out together. Okay, I know what this is. This has come courtesy of the man himself, Kev. Shout out to Kev. He's been busy creating his room. I think the room's done. I think it's just, well, I say done. I think it's built. I think it's now the long process of getting everything how he wants it. And then, yeah, we'll go and take a tour of his fantastic game room. So, here, I've got a couple of games that he found for me in the CX a couple of weeks back. And because we haven't been able to get our schedules together and me go and see him, he's just sent these across to me. So the first of the PlayStation 4 hits that he found for me was Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. I've actually seen this one a few times since in CXs, but obviously knowing it was waiting for me, I haven't picked it up. So yeah, happy with that. And speaking of Yakuza games, Yakuza 0 on hits. So yeah, another nice one to tick off the list. And yeah, 3 more hits for the collection. And we're going to be doing a long overdue montage on this vlog. But in terms of the hits and the essentials, that's going to have to wait because we've got that massive box to open, right? 40 games. Don't forget about that, right? It's coming. It is coming very soon. But yes, so that's the postman sorted out, or what he bought sorted out. And now we can turn our attention to the Leicester trip itself. So we'll start with the CEX. Like I say, I go to Leicester quite often. Whenever I go to Kev's, I tend to go through Leicester. And it's not just me, as much as I joke, because Kev often has issues in that CEX as well. First time I went, it was weird because this, like, the retro's hidden and you kind of have to look online and then they go in the back and bring it out for you. It's a strange setup anyway, but that's their process. It is what it is. But we've had a few issues. I've had different, like, levels of poor customer service. Last time we went, Kev was overcharged £75 and they didn't even apologise for overcharging him by such a huge amount. And yeah, there's always just been something, and today was no different. So, we'll start by me telling you what I picked up. So, you'll see earlier in the vlog, I picked up Left 4 Dead 2. So I thought, well, it's a good time to pick up Left 4 Dead, right? So the first game in the series, the 2008 first-person shooter. Yeah, probably the best place for me to start, right? And really happy now to have both Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. But what prompted me to buy the game was seeing this version. So this is Left 4 Dead Game of the Year version. I've never seen this in store. I love that metallic sort of like deep green, right? Looks fantastic. It's £5 more. £15, the Game of the Year edition. CX are hot on it nowadays. Any sort of Game of the Year editions, special editions, steelbooks, they've put the prices up. It used to be that you could sort of like, not catch them slipping, but it was one of the benefits of buying from CEX that you could find these lesser found versions for the same price. Not so much anymore. Anyway, so I picked this one up. I thought I'm happy to pay the extra £5 to have this version. Took it to the counter. When he showed me the disc, I mean, it was horrendous. It was one of the worst discs I've ever seen at CEX in your life. How it got taken in, I don't know. Not only was it like an ice skating rink in terms of how scratched it was had disc burn all around the edges. Really bad, real poor quality disc. He put it on the disc resurfacer, but you know when they're wasting their time, right? It was never going to get that out. It was polishing a turd, shall we say. So anyway, lo and behold, he took it out the disc surfacer and showed it me, and it was poor. So I just said, oh no mate, I can't accept that, it's terrible. He knew it was terrible. So then he checked and he said, oh mate, I've only got that one version, because it's the Game of the Year edition, it's on the disc. So we've only got that one disc. I said, okay mate, not to worry. What I'd like to do, if it's okay, is purchase a standard edition, so the £10 one. But I'd like to have this box, because you're only going to throw the box away because the disc is really badly scratched. And I can't remember the exact wording, but he wasn't quite sure. He didn't seem very confident that was something he was able to do. And I'm sort of like discussing it with him. And a young girl that we worked there interrupted, and she was very abrupt. I use the term abrupt to be polite. She was rude, if I'm being honest. Like, yeah, just sort of like interjected into the conversation in a very abrupt manner. And I sort of expressed my displeasure. And I just said, okay, well, I was having a conversation, and I think you've been very rude in the way in which you've joined the conversation. Anyway, then another guy got involved. I can only assume he was a manager. And he came over, and he was sort of like, oh, what's the problem? And I sort of loosely explained it, and he sort of apologised on the woman's behalf. And then he went off to look for something. I don't know what he was looking for. He was looking, I could see him in the back looking through Xbox 360 boxes. I'm assuming he was looking to see if there was another box. So anyway, he's off looking for this box, and I'm stood there for what felt like forever. And he came back and he said, oh no, there isn't any more. And I said, no more of what? And he said, no more of the boxes. And I said, but there's like 4 or 5 copies of the game on the shelf, mate. And he's like, what exactly is it you want? So I broke it down, explained it slowly, that I wanted to purchase the £10 version of the game, but I would like to have this box, because obviously the disc, I said to him, I assume you're throwing that away. I kind of put him on the spot, because they can't sell that game to somebody, right? I don't know whether that was their thinking originally. We're going to sell it to somebody else that won't notice how badly damaged the disc is. He said, oh yeah, we'll be throwing that away. I said, so you're going to throw the box away then? He said, oh, so you want to buy the game and then we just give you this box? I said, yeah. He said, oh, yeah, no problem. And he said to the guy, sort him out. And I'm just stood there thinking, obviously I'm glad that common sense has prevailed, but why has it taken 10, 15 minutes to get to this point? And like I say, these things happen. It's not the end of the world. It's just life, right? And I'm sure working in retail has its testing days, okay? But it's not the first time. It seems to be every time I go into that branch, which is why I felt the need to sort of like discuss it. But anyway, long story short, I was able to get this case by buying this game. So I effectively saved myself a £5, but I don't have the right disc. So what I'm probably going to do is display them both, hope to find the right disc for this one, and if I can't find a disc only, at some point I'll just buy it, and yeah, we'll figure it out along the way. But ultimately, I really wanted this nice shiny sleeve, right? A weird life of a collector. I just didn't know it was going to be such a convoluted purchase. But anyway, like I say, we're there. We got there in the end. I've got both Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, and Left 4 Dead Game of the Year version now. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Anyway, moving on. The Fantastic Game Shack. So, as I said in the video, there was a game right in the glass shelves. I saw it as soon as I walked in. And you know when you see something in the shop and you think, I need to own that. I've got to buy that, you know, straight away. So I knew I was having that. But also I saw something else. But when I took it to the counter, Rich being the top man that he is, he knew it was my birthday. He said, "Oh, just have it on me." So that's the second gift I've had from game store managers or owners. So yeah, massive shout out to the gaming community, right? And that game was Area 51. So Area 51 is a 2005 science fiction first-person shooter developed by Midway. It was originally released on the PS2 and Xbox. There was a GameCube version planned, but that got cancelled. You control Ethan Cole, a Hamza operative sent to Area 51 base to help clean up a mutagenic virus. And yeah, it's basically like a first-person shooter of the era. I didn't buy it for the gameplay, I'm going to be honest. I love collecting anything weird and wonderful for the PS2 because there's not that much. So I'm talking cardboard sleeves, steel books, anything like that, because there just wasn't that many in this era of gaming. And when you do see steel books, they tend to be battered, but this one is in absolutely beautiful condition. I had to have it. They also had 24, as you would have seen on the footage. That one's a bit more expensive, and I thought I was going to be paying for this, so I just thought I'd pick that one up another day. I was just sort of in awe as to how nice this steelbook looks of Area 51. So massive shout out once again to Rich for his generosity. I appreciate the gift, my friend, and very, very happy to be adding this to my PlayStation 2 Oddities collection. Yeah, I mean, just looking at it now, it's just stunning. Absolutely stunning, and for a game this old to have stayed in such good condition is rare, let me tell you. So anyway, moving on to the big one, the game that I've been after for such a long time. I think I said on the footage, this is a game that I've had on a save search for CEX. And on eBay, it's close to double what they had it for at Game Shack. So yeah, absolutely delighted with this. And that is Samurai Aces. This is an early Sikyo vertical scrolling shmup. It was originally released in arcades back in 1993, and it later got a release in 2004 on the PS2. It's also available as part of the Sikyo Shooting Stars Bravo collection on the Switch. I believe this is the one that I still need to get the game for. We need to get on with that, right? I remember I bought Alpha and Bravo, but I bought one of these as like box only, so I still need to pick up the game for it. But I did want it on the PS2 anyway. I wanted to be able to play it on my PS2 TV, if I'm being honest. And you'll be seeing on screen now, right? It just looks absolutely fantastic. It's a science fantasy story which revolves around 6 feudal Japanese characters sent on a mission to stop an evil cult and rescue the shogun's kidnapped daughter, the Moon Princess, before she can be used as a sacrifice to resurrect their demon god. Which is quite a deep story for a shmup, right? It can be played 2-player. There's over 21 different endings to this game, and as you'll be seeing, it's just absolutely stunning. In some ways, it reminds me a little bit of Musha, in the fact that it's like feudal Japanese inspired, but also futuristic, like advanced technology, and the two worlds coming together in such a fantastic, beautiful way. And yeah, this is a game that I can't wait to play. I can't wait to get this on the PS2 TV, and there's so many games I want to play, it's ridiculous. But I might put this one on tonight. I don't know, I was planning on starting my Power Wash journey tonight, if I'm being honest. I bought Power Wash Simulator, but Samurai Aces might have just taken precedent. I might be having a PS2 night because, yeah, like I say, you'll be seeing on screen now, it just looks absolutely stunning. Just everything that I like in a shmup, right? I just hope it plays as well as it looks. So absolutely delighted with that. Massive shout out to Rich, massive shout out to Game Shack. It goes without saying, if you're ever in the Leicester area, check them out. Also check out the CEX. Don't be put off by my experience. It's a massive CEX, and I have found some fantastic bits in there. And the only other thing I want to say about that CEX is that's where I started my PS4 hits journey. If you watch my PS4 hits video, I bought 10 games from there, and now there's none in. Granted, I bought a lot of them, but that was like a good month or so ago. So I don't know if people in Leicester have started buying the PS4 hits, or if it's already started to become something which has begun to be hunted, because I don't think there was a single PS4 hit in that entire store, and they've got a big PS4 section. So yeah, it was quite interesting to see that. But yeah, a fantastic day out with the family, and really, really happy with what I've come away with. Absolutely delighted, and I think it is now time to do the montage.
Montage.
Okay, so that is the much needed montage done. The room's looking great. It's nice to get a lot of those games put away. I've already explained that I'll be doing hits and essentials shortly in the vlog once we get into this big box here. But before that, we need to do Xbox 360. These all need cleaning, de-stickering, and then we can rearrange the whole 360 area and incorporate all this stuff. Hopefully you saw Wednesday's video. Some fantastic additions to the 360 collection, and yeah, let's get these cleaned up and then we can put them away. Okay, finally, the 360 area is done. I don't know if it came across during that little sped up montage, but it's a long process. It was almost 20 minutes just putting the games on the shelves, never mind cleaning them. Even more so now it's double stacked, because obviously every time you move something it gets moved along. You also have to move these out to move it along, and then subsequently everything gets moved on and it passes down. But ultimately I think it's worth it because I love how this looks. All the games are in. In terms of this Fear Collector's Edition, love this. That will get a more prominent spot at some point. It took so much moving around to get the games in. I didn't want to move them all around again to find a more prominent home for that. But at some point that will probably be integrated a bit higher up on the shelves because I love that Collector's Edition. But yes, for now, that's all those games away. And finally, we can get into this box. I've waited a long time for this. Okay, let's do it then, shall we? So, for those that haven't heard me discussing this box at length over the last few weeks and months, this has come courtesy of Justin, all the way out in Switzerland. I think his sister lives in Germany, so I think sort of like between the two. So he's sort of like got some there and had them sent on to Germany, and his sister's then posted them to me. I can't thank him enough. Massive shout out. I've said before, the PS3 Essentials journey, when I made that original video and I said that I think I'll be the first person in the world to get the set, this is why. There's no way I would have been able to do this if I wasn't in a privileged position to have people that I've been able to get in contact with and fellow collectors around the whole of the world, including predominantly Europe, because it's just almost impossible to get them all here in the UK. Like I said, there's almost 40 games in here, almost exclusively PS3 Essentials, except for some PS4 hits as well. So towards the end of Justin getting these for me, I'd got into the PS4 hits and there was a few hard ones to find. But in here are some of the rarest games in my entire collection, for the reasons I've just aforementioned really. You're just never going to find them, you never see them on these shores, and this has been such a long time coming. So these games are either non-existent here or significantly cheaper in Europe, but this is still expensive. This is, I don't know, I haven't been keeping up to date with the cost every step of the way. Plus the import charges, plus postage charges, I don't know, probably over £300 to get this here. But let's do it, shall we? Okay, so plenty of bubble wrap. And they appear to be in sections. So we'll just open them as is. Yeah, so we've got like 4 bundles here, 2 small, 2 large, all bubble wrapped, and we're just going to go a section at a time. I'm going to try my best to not say this one's really rare, because they're all rare, but we're kicking it off with an absolute banger. Okay, let's get into them, shall we? So we have got Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and then we've got a PlayStation Hits game. So anyone out there that's doing PS4 hits, Metal Gear Solid 5 is not an easy one to come across. Battlefield 4, and surprisingly, one of the most difficult sets to find in the Essentials range is the Formula 1 games. I'm hoping that they're all in here. So I've got Formula 1 2013 here, And another very surprising but difficult set to find is the FIFA games. FIFA 18. So when all's said and done, all of these going into the collection, which hopefully we'll have time to put them on the shelves and see all the red spines in all their glory. I've also got one more waiting from Poland, another package, and just the one game coming from my boy Misha in the Netherlands. When they're all in and collated, I'm down to just needing 3, all being well. And one of them is a FIFA game, FIFA 17. I cannot find FIFA 17, so if anyone knows FIFA 17 and Essentials, let me know. We've got Kane and Lynch Dog Days 2. Or is it Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days? Either way. Right, that's the first small bundle. Let's go for a larger bundle, shall we? Where's my knife? Okay, I think I've actually bought this one since. Because this has been going on for so long, a few of these, when I've seen them or had the opportunity, I have bought them. So a few of these I'll be passing on to Ghetto gang members that are collecting or selling them to wider audience. And that is Rage. Another one I think I've already found, again, PES 2013. And yeah, I made a video talking about how rare this one is. WWE 2K12. So I might hold on to like these very, very rare ones because it might be a good make weight potentially to get one of the 3 that I need to complete my set. But to have 2 copies of that is fantastic. I mean, I'll probably end up giving them to Ghetto gang members if I'm being honest. They'd help me out enough. Resident Evil 6. Final Fantasy 13. Devil May Cry 4, which is another one that I think I have since found. One that I've definitely not found. Can't find this anywhere. BioShock Infinite. Dirt 3. Another one of the F1 games, F1 2012. So where are we now? I'm trying to make piles. We've got 12 and 13. A nice sealed, official PlayStation sealed copy of Dead or Alive 5. Mittelerd Morders Schatten. I apologise for any German viewers watching. But Shadow of Mordor, I believe. I don't know if I've already got this or not. But yeah, it might be that I have to have the German spine because, yeah, again, obviously, not the easiest one to find. And PS4, another one I think I've already found, right? Project Cars. I'm not sure, I might be getting confused. There's a couple of different racing games in the PS4 hits. No, Project Cars is a difficult one to find, sorry. That's a very difficult one to find. I'm thinking of Drive Club, which is easier to find here. So yeah, really happy to have that on the PS4 hits. Okay, we've got another smaller bundle here. Okay, we have got F1 2014. So that's 12, 13, 14. I don't know if there is any more. Conflict Denied Ops. Dishonored. Again in German. I forgot I had 2 copies of this coming. Very, very hard one to find, this one. I spoke about this on the channel before. Saints Row the Third. Most territories, this was Saints Row the Third full package. Yeah, so very difficult to get hold of that one. Watch Dogs, which I actually found in a CEX recently. And there's a reason this one is in its own bubble wrap, because I had to pay a lot of money for this one. We'll get to this one last. Okay, so this is the last big bundle. The box is empty. So we'll go for this big bundle. Yeah. Okay, we have got Lost Planet 2. PS4 hits, one that you would be surprised is hard to find, right? And especially with the current clamouring for this game, and that is Fallout 4. It's strange, isn't it? The games that are difficult to find in certain countries, you'd expect Fallout 4 to be such a big selling game, but maybe it only came out in certain territories. Portal 2. Grid Reloaded. Max Payne 3, which I think is another one I already have. Oh, this is nice. I think this was another expensive one. Bayonetta. Another expensive one. Well, the big hitter seemed to be in here. Ninja Gaiden 3. To have Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3, I don't think I know anyone else that has these. These, yeah. Don't know what territory they came out in. In the back it's French, German and Spanish. Yeah, just so happy to have these. Okay, another very, very difficult game to find. FIFA 12. I think, like I said, I've already said FIFA 17. So with 12 and 18 being added, there's just FIFA 17 left. And like I say, that's one of the last 3. I actually got to a point where I debated if it even existed, which would have been very surprising because there's FIFA 18, there's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. It wouldn't make much sense if there wasn't 17, but it was so hard to find that for a while we on the Discord were sort of debating whether it actually existed, and then somebody found a non-stock picture of it. So somewhere it's out there, but very difficult to find. But I always like looking at the interesting players on these. So we've got Podolski, ex-Arsenal man, and Matt Hummels. So I'm assuming that's a German copy. Or it could even be Polish. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. Resident Evil Revelations 2. Dead Island Riptide Complete Edition. Sniper 2 Ghost Warrior. And another one I think I've already got, Dead Rising 2. So I'm sat here swimming in PS3 Essentials, and it's amazing to have them because it's a huge step closer to having them all. It's amazing to be able to display them, but above anything else, it's just nice to finally have them in your possession. You know, when you bought something and it's been such a long process. There was a point in time where I had 30 games in the Netherlands, 40 games in Switzerland, X amount of games in Poland, and you just kind of lose track, and it just becomes like mentally taxing keeping abreast of what you've got, where they are, how much it's costing. So to like have them and bring them all together under one roof, it just feels good, man. Like I say, we're just waiting on a couple more parcels now, and then we should just be 3 away. And right, okay, so this is the one that I spent the most money on. This, I can't remember exactly how much it cost. At one point there was one of these available in the UK, or on UK eBay anyway, whether it came from the UK or not, I don't know. But it was very expensive. It was like, I think best part of £50 delivered. I got this for less than that. I can't remember exactly how much I paid, but it was still a decent amount. I think it was sort of like 35 euros maybe. So by far the most I think I've paid for one of these games. And that is Street Fighter X Tekken. Thankfully, if you're going to pay that money, get a legitimate sealed brand new copy, right? But yeah, very, very difficult, hard, expensive one to find for whatever reason. And very, very happy to have that. Yeah, absolutely delighted. So there we go. I think approximately 40 games here, 39 or something. And yeah, couldn't be happier. But I think what we need to do now is get them put on the shelves. It's getting late now, so what I'm probably going to do is enjoy myself. There's so many games I want to play. I might play a few games, and then in the morning we're going to go again, and we're going to get all these games put away, and we're going to see that red spine goodness in all its glory, man. Could not be happier. Yeah, man, let's do that.
Reloading. I'm reloading.
Good morning, and the objective for today is a very clear and hopefully simple one. We need to get all of these red spines that we unboxed yesterday put away into their forever home. Now, I can't wait to see what it's going to look like when we've got this full sea of red across here. I might end up moving PS4 hits along so that you can see it without being in this corner of the room, but like everything else in here, that will have a big knock-on effect. So we'll get to that in due course, but I think first things first, let's get all the essentials put away. Okay, I'm delighted to say, after a lot of mistakes made and games missed and the whole thing having to be redone again, and yeah, it took me about half an hour to get these games in, but absolutely delighted to finally have the vast majority of my essentials all in one place. And I think we can all agree it's looking fantastic, right? When you can see that frame in the room now, so if we go right back, yeah, I just think it really pops. So if we look through the games, this is where my games end. So you can see two lots of WWE. These are doubles. I just put them there to give the effect when we've got the full set. The full set will roughly fill it. When the time comes, I'll find a toy or a figure or something to fill that gap. But I honestly could not be happier with how this is looking. Now then, what we need to do is integrate the PS4 hits. I'm just debating whether to move them along. So like I say, I'd like to be able to see them. At the moment, you sort of have to come around the corner to see it. But the issue is, if I start moving the Street Fighter figures, they kind of span across nicely in that corner. They've always been there. Ever since I built this room, those Street Fighter light up toys have always been there. I theoretically could move them along and then put all the hits there. I'll play around with it, and then I'll get back to you guys and show you what I've decided on. Okay, so look at that. It's looking good, right? That's a lot of red on show. Love how it's coming together. I did what I spoke about, so I just simply moved the Street Fighter figures over there and yeah, put my hits there just so you can see the red more effectively. It's looking absolutely fantastic. We've got so much done on this vlog, so many amazing additions, and yeah, we've tidied everything up. The montage has helped. However, we're still nowhere near done. I'm not going to stand here and say the room's looking better than ever this week, because we've still got all the PS3 games to put away. I've still got all my Game Boy games to find a home for. I've still got that big job that I need to go to IKEA and sort out. We've just run out of time. But that is going to do it for this week's Ghetto vlog. And this is usually the part where I say, oh, it's been a great week, but this has truly been one of the best weeks. My birthday, spending time with the family, some amazing additions, all the work that's gone into changing things, getting that big box I've been waiting for so long, and yeah, just feeling real good, man. It's been a great week, but loads to be coming on next week's vlog. We're going into a retro fair, so that'll probably be kicking off next week's vlog. As well as all that, we've still got all those changes that we spoke about. We're going to be going on the game hunts, of course. And hopefully, if the weather's permitting, we can get into the Ghetto gym and get all that sorted out as well. So yeah, once again, a massive thank you for everybody that's taken the time to watch. Let me know if you've enjoyed this one via the like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you want to support further, there will be a link below to join the Ghetto gang. And yeah, before we go, the giveaway. So I've got that PS4 hits version of Horizon Zero Dawn. The winner is on screen now. Congratulations to the winner. Drop me a message below and I'll arrange to get that sent out to you. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you all on Wednesday in a bit.
Retro Ghetto.
Lock into the retro ghetto. Come and have a look around the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples settle. Lock into the retro ghetto.